Welcome back to Get Connected. I'm your host, Conn Jackson, coming to you from Whistler, Canada, because our snow show is about to unfold in front of you. But before we get started, we know the new year is upon us and we're going to be making a lot of resolutions. And no better person to talk to live than Dr. Michelle May, one of our favorite doctors here on our show. Doctor, when it comes to resolutions, what do we have to be mindful of?
Well, with New Year's resolutions, I think we have to really get away from this concept of deprivation and restriction and move toward things that are more sustainable and mindful and balanced. So for most people, I think when we really focus on eating what we love, loving what we eat, and doing what we love, we have a pattern that we can sustain throughout the entire year, not just for the first couple of weeks.
Well, doctor, if I'm not mistaken, dieting is like the #1 thing we all have on our plate as far as wanting to lose weight. What should we be mindful of in that area?
Well, start by eating what you love. If we start with what we can't have or what's bad or good, it gets us into a negative flow that we just don't want to sustain. So I think if you can keep in mind 3 simple principles: balance, variety, and moderation, that will get you through just about any decision you need to make. For example, with balance, rather than reaching for a bagel or a donut or something that's going to leave you hungry in a couple of hours, really look for something that balances eating for enjoyment with eating for nourishment. A yogurt parfait with whole grain cereal and fresh fruit, for example. With variety, eating a variety of foods is both interesting and nutritious. And with moderation, we kind of know what that means, but a really great example would be for soda lovers, like choosing this little Coke mini can. You still get the flavors that you love, but you've got a portion controlled package that helps you have both what you love, but not overdo it.
All right, here's one question I want to know about bad eating habits. Like, what about eating too late at night?
Well, most people don't eat late at night because they're hungry. They eat late at night because they're bored or they're watching TV or they're lonely. So it's important, I think, to ask yourself a little question whenever you feel like eating. Am I hungry? Because if you're not, no amount of food will leave you feeling satisfied. So check in. What is it that I really need? Maybe what I need most is to go to bed and it's not keep staying up.
And doctor, I've also heard you say about pacing our meals.
I'm a big believer in pacing your meals, but I don't believe in checking your watch or watching a clock to decide when to eat. This idea of eating every 3 hours, whether you're hungry or not, is ridiculous. Eat when you're hungry. If you eat when you're hungry and you stop when you're full, you'll eat a relatively small amount of food and you'll probably get hungry in a few hours. If you happen to have a larger meal or a heavier meal, it'll take a little bit longer before you get hungry. So ultimately, this eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full will allow you to pace yourself throughout the day and keep your energy level on an even keel.
Well, Dr. May, it's always great to have you with us, and thanks for keeping us on the path of healthiness in the new year.
Happy New Year. Enjoy your skiing.
Always love how Dr. May gets us in the know, but more importantly, we're going to get you connected with the snow. We're not just talking about the snow here, but up on the top of the mountain on Whistler. It's the best conditions in the world. We'll find out firsthand together as we go skiing Whistler style.